Welcome to the Autophiles. Here are 20 simple tips to get the most from your tank of fuel. First off, we need to reduce any excess weight we have in our vehicle, especially in the trunk, because we always forget about all the excess junk we have in our trunk. So make sure you clean it out and reduce that weight. Next step, you need to check your tire pressure on a regular basis. Take off your little cap here, get you one of these gauges, and make sure you're within the recommended manufacturer's PSI. You can find this rating a lot of times just on the inside of your door frame. In this case, it's 30 PSI. You can easily pick up one of these little handheld battery operated pumps that not only tells you what PSI you have, but can easily connect it and get everything done all in one place. If you happen to have a check engine light on, make sure you go get that checked out, otherwise that can definitely affect your engine's performance. And if you want to check it yourself, you can always buy one of these handheld units. Now make sure to use whatever octane fuel is designed for your vehicle. Just going up in octane is not going to necessarily help you in performance or even in fuel mileage. In fact, you may even be hindering your car just slightly. So save that money and stick with your regular octane. Now remember to change your oil and your oil filter on a regular basis. I've always seen a slight increase in mileage after changing these. That's because dirty oil has a little bit more friction. A dirty air filter can restrict air going into your engine, thus making it a lot more inefficient. These are usually found under your hood easily, in a big box. You can replace them yourself. So make sure you go out and change out your air filter on a regular basis. Anytime you get new tires, it's a good idea to get the front alignment checked to make sure everything is straight. Otherwise, it can not only affect fuel mileage, it can prematurely wear out your tires. So make sure those are nice and straight. Now make sure you have your emissions checked. Your car's computer is designed to compensate for some of the emissions leeway, but keeping it in check will prevent any short or long-term issues. Next time you get fuel, check your fuel cap. Make sure that the rubber gasket that is going around here is not cracked, or if you happen to be smelling fumes before you take this off, there's a good chance that this is broken. And if it's broken, or if it's leaking fumes, that means your gas is just evaporating out of your cap and you're just losing fuel. So get that checked. Now just remember, whenever you're accelerating, do it at a slow pace. If you accelerate really quickly, it uses a lot of fuel. Don't worry, you're still gonna get there. When possible, try to avoid braking when you're driving. To do that, stay back from the vehicle in front of you so you have more time to respond to whatever's going on around you. That way your vehicle and your engine does not have to have as much fuel use to get back up to speed, especially if you already have momentum going. When you're about to take a trip, make sure to avoid traffic jams. With today's technology, you can easily route your trip and go around all that congestion and you don't get stuck in it just idling and wasting fuel. When you're driving, try to avoid resting your foot on the brake. Not only will it wear out your brakes quicker, but it requires more fuel and thus it will use your fuel faster. Instead, use the footrest that is designed in your vehicle to keep your foot out of the way. Alright, when you're going down the road, if you can handle it, open your windows instead of turning on your AC. Believe it or not, it will be less drag on your vehicle with your windows open as long as you're not doing highway speed. Now, if you're on the highway and you're going really fast, it's probably a good idea to have your windows up and your AC on, less drag. But in most cases, have your windows down. Next time you need tires, make sure you do your research. Some are designed to have less drag and better fuel efficiency, so just check out your tires before you make your next purchase. By chance, do you have any body damage to your car? If you do, you need to get that fixed because that definitely affects the aerodynamics of your car. And in turn, it's going to make the engine work harder and use more fuel. So if you have any damage, get that fixed. Now, if by chance you have a truck and you want to get better fuel mileage, just remember this open bed that you have here and your tailgate, that's going to create a lot of wind resistance. So you can always get a tonneau cover, just a bed cover to cover this, and that'll definitely help with your mileage. Now try to avoid rooftop luggage carriers unless you absolutely have to. Not only do they increase wind resistance, but also overhead clearance issues, so try to avoid those. Now anytime you're going to be sitting for a while, especially for more than a couple of minutes, don't let your engine idle. You're just going to be wasting fuel. So if you're going to be there for a little bit, turn your engine off, and that way you can turn it back on when you're ready. Now, if you're taking a long trip on the highway, it's a good idea to use your cruise control. That way you know your speed is nice and set and you don't have to worry about going too fast and wasting too much fuel. Here's a little bonus for you. Over the last 20 plus years, I've been doing a little test, checking out the big box store fuel versus the name brand fuels. And in every case, I've determined that the name brand fuels come out better. I've tested this with manual transmissions, automatic transmissions. I've tested it with carbureted, throttle body, and fuel injected vehicles. I've tested it with regular cars and pickup trucks, and in every single case, the name brand fuel came out 1 to 2 miles a gallon better than the big box store. So do some of your own tests, but out of all the tests I've done, that is what has helped for me, and that is what can help for you. So get out there, get the best fuel mileage, and have fun driving your car.